What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back. Another company of heroes to online replay series number 26, I believe. And you can see we're actually number 25. I went against these same guys, same teams as last time. I want to show you this match also. So you can see, one, I made a mistake. I've actually got two Pioneer squads, which is a little bit of aggressive push. And I'm working with Strasstruppen. So you can see we're divided, Oberkommando and then, Wehrmacht. And on this side, they're united. Two Americans, two Soviets. So I could play into something. Very interesting. I'm still looking forward to them, adding the Finns in this game. I should really, do a video just on, how they could do that. Make the Finns balanced and everything, but... You're probably like, "Hi man, why do you like the Finns so much?" And I'm just going to say the Winter War. I was actually got a book and I've been reading about Finland at war. It was by Joet and Snodgrass, which is it's like an Osprey thing. It's number Elite 141. So I've been reading a little bit about that, about how they fought the Finnish. It was really three wars. They originally fought against the Soviets in the Winter War in 1939 to 1940. They were eventually forced to concede some territory to the Soviets. And then when the Nazis launched Operation Barbarossa, they moved in and sided with the Axis, which caused Britain to declare war. And then by 44, early 45, they decided to turn again, switch sides for the Wehrmacht, away from the Wehrmacht and, with the Soviets, just get kind of a piece of the Soviet Union. And they were forced to kind of fight some of the Germans to get them out of their country. You can see massive fights so far. You can just see the numbers of these guys. Numbers of riflemen, just 3-on-1, right? And I'm gonna man my position here. You just gotta realize the same strategy doesn't work every time. So I'm taking this point. I have a machine gun here, and I'm gonna try, just quick retreat with all those men. And you can see he's trying to lay down some barbed wire too. On this side, they're having trouble. They didn't man this building yet, it looks like. Oh, here's the problem. Juice box went to the middle also. Usually it's better to double the fuel and go back to the middle later. But they're also pushing against him in the middle, but... Anyway, when your men are placing down barbed wire, they are very exposed. These are actually technically steel barricades. Cannot be cut with wire cutters. That's awesome. So you can see, they're totally ignoring my strong point here with my machine guns, which is smart. They're not really going to... I've already blocked this off like I did last match. I'm using these guys to capture. I'm getting a third machine gun. And these guys are actually going to push up veteran riflemen and cut off our resources from behind. I'm going to see my men shooting and set up my MG to stop these guys. And I have the machine guns going. Use MG34s. And yeah, you can see the riflemen are actually going to completely destroy my Pioneers here. Even though we're up close, they just have more men in their squads than mine. And they're actually going to flank, which is smart. But I'm anticipating this. I'm going to turn my machine gun here and cover this entrance here. So I'm pretty proactive on machine guns. I'm surprised how long it took those guys to get suppressed. And we also have these guys attacking. So I'm getting attacked from both sides here. Vet 2 riflemen already throwing grenades into these guys. That'll be devastating for their health. And they have to go back past multiple machine guns. We're having trouble holding any kind of front line. Just mass riflemen so far. Let's take a look at the how many riflemen Blue Diamond has so far. These 3 riflemen, that's not a spam yet. And this guy has 4. So 3 riflemen squads 4. This is what I was talking about earlier with the smoke. You can just negate your machine guns. I'd rather see them get like a mortar, have a mortar or something, and then the grenades. So the smoke and the grenades, that's what's killing me. These guys are going to get suppressed but can still throw grenades and wipe out my squad there. So you can just see it's wave after wave of these guys, and they're going to kill my machine guns with the number of grenades they can throw. So I just lost 2 machine guns. I have 1 back here so far. That's up here trying to cover something. I manned this machine gun with these guys, and they're not gonna care. They're gonna try to hop on this machine gun, I think, actually. I was trying to build a bunker to reinforce here. I mean, it's not going too bad. The problem is they've been pushed back by a lot of... Look at that. Wow. Let's go on to this guy. 4 conscript squads. This guy's a little more diversified, but 4 conscript squads in this one building. I mean, can you imagine if Stuka Sufu's taking that out? That would take out 22 guys, practically. 21 guys. 21 guys. Wow. So they've really pushed in. They're killing Josh over here, pretty much. And G-Spox is going to try to help him, I hope. I have my own troubles here, you know, with the rifle grenades, and thankfully the grenade helped there and helped devastate that guy. And I'm afraid they're going to make like some, like a fighting position out. I was sure it was being upgraded, so I was actually going to get to the side of it so it can't kill me. And I'm actually going to try to launch a Panzerfaust into it. It's not looking too bad, but look at the blob again. Right into 2 machine guns, right, so they're able to be suppressed. But keep in mind, these guys do have smoke, which they're going to start tossing right now, and they'll basically just negate both machine guns. So they can't see. And once again, mass grenades going off against me. That's pretty munitions heavy, right? You can say that. But look at the smoke. He's forced to pull back his machine guns there, and the blob can just come up. With their quick-firing M1 Grand semi-auto against these Kar 98s of these guys are screwed. Just pull back, you know, and then after they stop him with that smoke, they can just toss grenades and flank around. It's like no problem. So these are the same guys, right? Same teams, one match. 5 minutes in between these 2 matches here. Anyway, this side's been pretty devastated. All these guys apparently got fled back to base. Oh, and then look. The blob's completely behind our lines here. So I'm trying to do my best. I feel like we're starting to lose this. I mean, this side, they've basically taken all the way to here. That's really bad. And then on this side, you know, we have the kind of blob giant rear attack coming into my territory here. And I have these guys, but keep in mind, we all have Gewehrs. I mean, we all have the Kar 98s. You know, we have to take that shot and reload. And then we have this guy from the other side with that kind of, you know, lightning attack. And I'm just trying to retreat, and I'm just getting massacred by the amount of men behind us. You can see I'm almost down to nothing here. I mean, I have 2 machine guns and a Pioneer squad. And he built this here, which is kind of interesting, but let's go back and see this guy. 2 conscript squads, he lost 2 of them. This guy now has 4 rifleman squads and a captain. No, 5 rifleman squads and a captain. And Blue Diamond has 3 rifleman squads, a lieutenant, assault gren, and an assault gren. You can see our machine guns are getting devastated by just the sheer amount of men. And you can look at that. Like, look at this kind of blob right here. And they're throwing smoke. I realize my machine gun's screwed. I'm just going to try to retreat. Retreating everything I have right here. I've been completely overwhelmed from my forward position. And they're going to keep shooting at us and kind of chase us out here. They're trying to kill my Pioneer squad. And they're aiming at my machine gun. So you can see, one, in this match, I mean, G-Spox, they're taking the center, right? Josh and G-Spox. But there's 3 guys on this side, but it's also just the amount of infantry they had. Like, I'm not a huge fan. Like, I mean, I use the Americans too, right? I probably make like 3 rifleman squads, but look, once again, the smoke stops the firing of the machine gun. 15 munitions to stop a machine gun with your blob. Throwing it over here too. And then you guys can't see anything because it's a fog of war. They're gonna get behind this wall and cover, and these 2 are Pioneer. I was watching this during the match, and I was like, these guys are screwed. I'm trying to get maybe an Oswin at some point here. I mean, this match definitely isn't over yet, but now I see a Stewart out. Now, this is a good time to make a Stewart when they're forced to make a lot of machine guns. And then the good old shock troops are killing the machine gun over here. on our flank. They're laying down some mines here. Anyway, you can see the conscripts with these PPSHs really do a great job. I like using the conscripts with PPSHs, especially on close maps. But those guys just got completely wiped out. I have another, my only MG I have right now, and I have some Pioneers. Like, I'm not sure what to do right now. They're heavily entrenched here. I'm actually going to pop some of these guys here shortly behind the enemy lines, kind of see what they have up here. It's an expensive way to recon, but it is a way to recon. I've also seen some of these assault engineer spams or blobs, because these guys have the grease gun, keep that in mind. So it's basically like a good it's like basically a worse Thompson, I guess. The grease gun was carried by Airborne, I believe, also, with Thompsons, because the grease gun was a little bit smaller profile. But yeah, a bunch of these guys kind of grouped up together. I mean, that's pretty devastating. And just behind the lines, you know, a lot of smoke being thrown. You know, we have G-Spox has his mortar half-track out. Just the sheer numbers of mainline infantry they had, like look how many men they have around here. I should have put my machine gun here, and then you know, we have 3 machine guns right here trying to stop these units here. I also have Stuart, like I mentioned earlier, and the scout car is going to be roaming around. And keep in mind, these guys, like, let's look at their levels just really quickly. These guys are all higher than me, so they played this game a decent amount. Like, I think I played like 200 something hours or 300 hours on this game. So they played a decent amount online, so they know that, you know, blobbing is kind of, you know, noobish, or I don't want to use the word noobish. Newer players generally use that blob tactics because they don't know how to space out and coordinate their attacks. And I kind of feel like COH2 now is just, I don't know what they did. We had blobs early on with the Americans, you know, early with the OKW, were early on with the OKW and Americans, and I was kind of able to defeat those most of the time. But it seems like they did something with a recent update that, I mean, I looked at the patch notes, but it didn't seem like they did anything, but it seems like they'd have done something to change the game mechanics. I have just some solutions in the last video about getting rid of that smoke grenade for the riflemen, and I don't want to make my riflemen cost more, but how do you stop people from using the elite rifleman doctrine, just getting a ton of these guys and just getting behind enemy lines? And he didn't even upgrade these guys with bars. Can you imagine if he upgraded these guys with bars, how devastating they would be? They'd be literally unstoppable. And you can say, yeah, you get the machine guns, right? But then there's the smoke grenades and other things, and I don't know, it just seems... One, I think a while ago they did the machine guns where they made them slower to shoot, so that's a problem, first of all, you know. And being able to throw grenades, like, you know, one grenade's not a problem, but when you have multiple units throwing grenades, it just wipes them out. So Sherman's there. I had these guys, I popped them out of here to kind of see what was around, and I saw all these units here. You can see he did go elite rifleman because he does have flamethrowers. He's starting to set up defenses. We're pretty screwed. They have a tank behind the lines here. Yeah, so I really want to hear what you guys have to say. I noticed that some people were, when I was talking about grenades, I wasn't complaining about them, but when actually I did that right here, hold on. Yeah, I'll see what they had. I was talking about grenades and how I thought it was kind of cheap that, you know, OKW got grenades before Americans, and Americans had to pay for them, you know, with the fuel. But then you guys, you know, corrected me, which is a good thing. You corrected me that they have to build one of their trucks first to get their grenades, which is basically the same thing as the Americans. But yeah, I want to hear your feedback. I mean, I know some of you guys, I mean, I get comments all the time like, I played this game because, I get comments saying I played the game also, thanks for helping me out, or doing these videos or anything. So I'm really curious, like, what's your experience with these blobs? We decided to surrender there. You know, I don't show losses a lot. I mean, mostly because I lose to blobs, but I just kind of wanted to show a loss to this blob here to kind of show, you know, same game. You saw the first game, you know, but it seemed like when the Americans were grouped up with all those riflemen, you could also make American squads 5 men each. Same thing with Soviets. I don't know. Tell me, have you seen a lot of blobs recently? Do you win by using blobs? Is that the new thing now? It kind of seemed like the new thing to me when I got back on, you know, after 2 weeks or something with the new update. Like, it just seems like blobs are harder to counter now, And it seems like with the machine gun shooting slower, then it's harder to keep them contained and suppressed. They're not as suppressed as easily, especially with the higher veterancy. So, I'm really curious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed seeing a loss from me. If I have a, like I said before, if I have a loss that that shows a good use. I actually have another loss I want to show you guys at some point here. If I have a loss that's good that you guys can learn some stuff from, where I got outplayed, I'll show that. But often it's just like before, it was just like a blob. Some guy got beat by a blob or something. Yeah, so here's my blob loss here. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next Company of Heroes 2 online replay series. Call you Foreman 221 signing off.